In the United Kingdom, universities are trying to adapt to the coronavirus pandemic. Let's find out more from Erica Celestino from our EBC UK Bureau.
Universities in the United Kingdom adapt to COVID-19 pandemic as classes for university students resumed in mid-September, partly online and on campus. It is reminded for students and staff to maintain social distancing everywhere. Students have new things to adapt to. For some, classes online are a new thing for them to learn. It is challenging when you have to face something different and you're not used to it, as it is hard for home students to adjust in their own country's rules and regulations. It is also hard for international students, as some of them are far from their families and studying in a foreign country. Also, because of the difficulties of traveling in the midst of pandemic, many aspiring international students have been put out for the start of September academic year. Let's listen in.
I spent the pandemic away from my family, so the isolation was even harder for me, because I needed the human interaction as any other human being, and I found myself I was struggling with anxiety, depression at times, and I felt a little bit overwhelmed and ashamed as well, because I couldn't speak about it openly. I thought, okay, I have to be strong. Honestly, I don't miss how it was before, and it's crazy because you know what they say about you don't really appreciate something until you've lost it. And before, when I had all these facilities and the freedom to move and to do and to meet people, as an introvert, I used to spend more time with myself on my own, indoors. And now that, everything is so restricted, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I went out more. I wish I met more people.
We started the piece thinking that September was going to be about 50% of the population of international students, and we still think that's true. In some cases, different categories, different countries, as the situation evolves in each country, it changes, and we redevelop our sort of predictions. But I think 50% reduction for the September start, but January is looking positive. Applications were very high and very strong, but people are deferring when they wish to start. I think it's something of a myth, I'm afraid, that online is cheap. It's not. Good online is a really great option, and we put a lot of time and effort into building over summer, building on the work that we've done for the last 3 or 4 years through our Coventry University Online subsidiary. We've been building really great learning content, and therefore the quality of tuition is not going to be diminished, and therefore I think I'm afraid the price is for quality tuition. It may be a short introduction, a video introduction by the lecturer to introduce the topic. It may then refer to a YouTube clip and a piece of reading and a journal article and a group discussion. And I can make it so much more interactive that I can bring the subject to life through that online content. And it means that me as the tutor, I can go into my sessions as not the person who's going to simply deliver content and hope that it's transmitted, but I'm going to go in as the person that helps the students to make sense of their content and brings the subject to life.
Challenges that international students face is the blended mix of learning of virtual and then in-campus learning. As this may seem very new to a lot of international students coming to Coventry to study. But one way we've actually done to be able to combat that is we've created a lot of teams in terms of Student Union Advice Center team, the well-being team, our counseling team, to be able to help students, support them during their stay if they've got any challenges.
Some universities open their libraries, but students must reserve a place. Access to the library is one way. The route is peppered with hand sanitizer stations, and students must disinfect their workstation with the wipes provided. Student social lives are also limited, with many welcoming events held virtually, which is a challenge for new arrivals trying to settle in. according to George Okata, a member of Coventry's student body, told AFP. Britain has seen some 42,000 deaths in the coronavirus outbreak, the worst in Europe, and millions of people are under renewed local restrictions due to a surge in cases. Despite pessimistic predictions that foreign student numbers might collapse this autumn, applications body UCAS has reported a 9% increase in international undergraduate admissions, although EU applications fell 2%. However, this is not enough to relieve the pressure on universities, which have invested heavily in online learning and are also preparing for the end of the post-Brexit transition period in December.